Well, joining us for more on the IPO pipeline, SEC Chairman Paul Atkins. Good to have you on.
Well, thank you, Joe. It's great to be here.
It's funny to intro you like that. We got the SEC chair on, and woo, our IPO's hot. Let's go, baby. But in a way, it is good for the country, is it not?
Well, I think it's a great testament to the U.S. capital markets. You know, we have the largest and most liquid capital markets in the world, and so there's a lot of attention on SpaceX and some of the other ones that are coming up. But, you know, we are part of our whole drive here at the SEC under my leadership over the last 14 months has been to make IPOs great again. And so we've had a big bang, but the real story is the other ones that are in the pipeline and how we need to make our markets more predictable and attractive and practical for companies to go public.
That doesn't mean that companies are saying we got to do it while Atkins is chairman. Is there a push to do it while it might be a more fertile time? Because it's not because of you.
No, it's right. I mean, the tone has changed, obviously, and tone means a lot in the marketplace, as you know, market sentiment. But we're looking at the long term. Our new corporation finance director compares it to this old house where, you know, we're out to scrape away the layers of paint on the banister and the doors that don't work and whatnot to make it go back down to the wood, put the primer on, and then the finishing coat to really make our whole system more practical, less complicated, less expensive, and to draw people out from in the private markets into the public markets.
I mean, we've talked about it all the time, how much longer companies stay private. There's a lot of reasons for that.
Sure.
Obviously, but do you think some of them were what you've just been talking about?
Yeah, absolutely.
And if the public isn't, I saw an ad that was just running on CNBC about the first time the normal people can ever get in on any of these things. They have stayed private much longer, and the valuation gets to much higher levels. Right. So the average person doesn't get any of that.
Well, when I started out as a young lawyer up here in New York doing IPOs back in the mid-'80s, a big IPO would be what's a B or maybe C round in the private equity side these days. So, you know, we have now half the number of public companies as we had 30 years ago. And so my whole goal is to increase the number, to get it so that, you know, that there is a good balance between the private and public market.
What do you hear from companies in terms of why they don't want to go public? I assume you've been talking to some of these companies.
Sure.
What would make them more likely to go public earlier?
Well, there are basically three big things, and one is just the cost of disclosure and the complexity of the rules around it. Right after
Which is why the administration has proposed doing it every 6 months instead of every 3.
Well, that's what we came out with. So the cadence of disclosure is one thing, perhaps, but it's just the sheer volume of it, and then to sustain the apparatus of being able to keep current and to keep these.
How about mandatory arbitration? Who was that we had on? Was that last week, the week before, where the answer was lawyers?
Oh, right.
Was
right.
It
was a lawyer. It was Jay Clayton, who is a lawyer. It was right around the time he was coming on.
But there was some industry and some state that did something that changed the tort. There was some tort reform. So this would do it, wouldn't it?
Right. Well, so we have basically three major parts of what we're trying to do to make IPOs great again. One is addressing the cost and complexity of disclosure. We've departed way away from what the Supreme Court has directed us to do, and that's look at financial materiality, not what somebody here or there, even a big investor or somebody with an axe to grind wants to know, but what the reasonable investor in an objective case needs to know in order to make a investment decision. Second is looking at the cost of litigation, and so with the SEC in the past has turned away IPOs that had in the bylaws of the company requiring mandatory arbitration.
You like it, then?
And I'm sorry?
It's in SpaceX.
Yeah, it's in
It is in
SpaceX.
SpaceX, but Delaware has outlawed that. But basically, Texas is different. There are 49 other states besides Delaware, and SpaceX is incorporated in Texas and has that provision.
But there is some pushback that's come. I think the New York State Controller, Thomas DiNapoli, the New York City Controller, CalPERS CEO Marcy Frost, all of them wrote a letter saying that they were opposed to this idea, that they didn't think that their investors could get a fair shake if they weren't allowed to bring class action lawsuits at some point.
Yeah, well, so we'll see. But if Texas allows it and the company has done it, the SEC is not a merit regulator. We don't pick winners and losers. We call balls and strikes. And so with respect to things of corporate law, matters of corporate state law, that's not in our bailiwick. We make sure that there's disclosure on it, and then let the investors decide, what's best.
So you might.